r/dating advice. Attached after a hookup. What should I do? I hooked up with a girl a few weeks ago. She's part of the same professional organization I'm part of, and this happened at a summer leadership retreat. I feel like these people are going to be fine regardless. Before hooking up with her, I thought she was cute, but wasn't super invested. After hooking up, we talked for 2 hours, and I started to get much more invested. She's one of the first girls I've been with who I could seriously see myself dating. I told her I wanted to see her again, and she seemed responsive and interested in meeting up, but it went downhill from there. I already know what the fucking thing happened, guys. I mean, she put on a tremendous fucking show and has the amazing sexual prowess. And this kid lasted for 30 seconds and then they talked for 2 hours. And she's like, yeah, that was fun. Never again, though. Anyway, continuing. A few days later, she went home with another guy. We didn't meet up again other than that one time. I'm not really sure what happened, but I think a couple of things could have happened. I bet you he doesn't put on any blame on himself the whole time. Number 1, she's just a one-night stand type of person. Number 2, she prioritized hooking up with someone new over a repeat partner. Number 3, she was looking for something casual, and my hints of wanting something more made her less interested. Number 4, I started being too pushy/aggressive about meeting up, and that scared her off. Number 5, I started getting clingy after getting more invested. This kid came up with 5 kind of valid scenarios and did not come up
So
with the
unnecessary.
actual scenario. It continues. I don't know what to do. I didn't get a chance to talk to her between her going home with another guy and the program ending. I still find myself thinking about her and wanting to hook up with her again, or just talk to her. We may see each other in person through conferences, but we live in different cities otherwise. I want to reach out and express how I feel, but I'm worried that's going to be a bad idea. Have any of you been in this situation? What do you recommend doing?
Okay.
I
Who wants
think
to
you need to
start?
just let it go, man.
Yeah.
Start
Yes.
again, find somebody new, because you're gonna turn out to be a creep the way you're starting to go, and it's
list.
starting to make me a little
How
The
scared.
cute.
list.
The list of what 3 from
Strange.
5 is enough. I was starting to be aggressive. Once you starting to feel like you being aggressive with anything, you probably should just let it go, man. She probably was freaked out. You think y'all was talking for 2 hours? She was held hostage for 2 hours. You know what I mean? She don't know what the fuck was going on. So it's like, man, you gotta
Read the
reevaluate
room.
the situation, and that probably was the biggest hit for her. Like, you seeing her with somebody else was her. Leave me the fuck alone. It's over. Like, you need to do something else. Don't hit her up.
Mm,
Try to ask her all the different days. Just let it go, man. I really find people who get like really clingy after like one meetup, or like that, like I'm in love with them, I need to spend the rest of my life with them type of people. You
mm.
something wrong with you. It's probably like something mental, like you haven't like with it's probably something like in your life that's like you need that love or
Yeah.
something that's kind of weird, that's like you need to work on yourself a little bit. That's just my opinion, and y'all might have different opinions, but that's just mine. I'm with the whole
Okay.
like, friend, I think you need to do something else. Let's get you somebody else because you're gonna go to jail fucking with her. I
No,
can see
totally
that.
valid, Rayshawn. Totally valid. Agree. Leave her alone. It was a hookup. Like, leave it be. But my advice to this guy, genuinely, is to have more conversations with women. Because I think that the part where he's saying that he had this conversation with her and then he got really attached, like, if you're not having conversations with women, you're never going to meet a woman that you're really interested in. And then the first time you have this conversation with a woman, you're so interested. Just have more conversations with women, casual friendships with women, and then you will find someone that you genuinely like and you can see if there's romance there. Like, I just feel like this guy needs to talk to more ladies casually. And so that the next time he hooks up with someone and they have a decent conversation, he's not like absolutely flabbergasted and like off of his hinges, because this is reading desperate, and
Desperate
it's not a
and
great look. The
desperate and like
list was just so weird.
super lacking of self-awareness.
Mm.
In any of those scenarios, he doesn't really admit that he might
Yeah.
have done anything wrong, except maybe like being a little too like aggressive or forward with it.
Yeah,
Uh,
she's just
never at
uninterested or
any
something.
never at any point in time that he like asked himself, A, was the hookup good, or B, like,
Mm,
does she maybe like me? He's like assuming like, oh well, we banged, so she must really like me. Let me tell you, not always the
mm.
case. It's not
But yeah,
always the
genuinely,
case.
not to be explicit, but like, did you make her come? Because that's a big indicator. Like, a lot of guys think that they do,
I'm gonna tell
and they
you,
haven't.
I don't know the answer
So
to
it's
that question,
probably
but
a no.
but I'm
Mm,
gonna bet, given that they talked
mm,
for a full 2 hours, because I'm sure this kid had a fucking like a mental breakdown after he performed poorly, that she had to like reassure his very
mm.
sensitive ego for 2 hours. Like Ray said, she was basically held hostage to make this man feel better after a poor dicking down. And then she's like, yeah, never again, dude. I'm gonna find somebody else like tomorrow night in this fucking program.
Mm,
So, like, I guess my real advice is like, hey, bud, why don't you take a look in the mirror? You know, I don't think it's about this girl being promiscuous or whatever. I think maybe you're just not as cool as you think you are. But
mm,
let's assume I don't want to share my little slice of reality with this kid. My advice, if he was like some weird friend of mine that I really didn't want to hurt his feelings, I'd be like, forget about it, pal. You know what you do? You pretend like it happened once and you didn't want it to happen a second time. And you go out there
mm,
and you try to find another woman. And you know what? You just do your thing. If maybe that's how you are now. Maybe you're gonna have some one night stands. And the next time you see that girl at a conference, you say hello to her, you're cordial. If she engages, word bird, let's go to town again. Hopefully you
mm.
won't suck the second time. But if it doesn't, no harm, no foul, and you've moved on since, and you've likely, gotten over it, hopefully by that point in time. But
Yeah,
again, this guy needs to realize he sucks. So
yeah. Double down on the delusion, though, right, Kyle? Like, I didn't want it to happen again. It's fine. you know,
double
it's
down on
fine.
the delusion.
I only wanted to fuck her the one times.
Oh,
Totally.
yeah, there's a band name in there somewhere. Double down delusion. Double down
That's funny.
delusion. Yeah,
Oh man.
pretty good.
Yeah, the
So
list was off-putting. I would suggest just another piece of advice is I would suggest never doing that again. It was just
good.
off-putting for no reason. It just was. Like, it's fine. It's fine in your head to have all those reasons. It really is. But at some point when you're typing stuff out, you do have to like look at yourself critically and be like, this is weird behavior.
I
Because it
think
is.
I
Yeah.
think that this kid has put like several different coping mechanisms on display through the way
Mm,
that he's chosen to tell the
the
story with the
rationale.
list,
Yeah.
how he had to get talked down off the ledge for 2 hours after the deed was done. Like this
Yeah.
kid is just like giving us a master class on his own personal coping mechanisms to make himself feel safe and insulated from the fact that he fucking sucks.
Mm. And maybe that girl really also, maybe she also sucks. Maybe she's the type of person that gets a little affection from someone and then isn't interested anymore. You know, those people exist.
So don't we
So,
all. So don't
yeah.
we all.
So,
All right. So that's the
just carry
advice.
on.
Double
Yeah.
down on the delusion. That's the best advice I've heard
Yeah. Just move
in a
on, my guy.
long time. I don't know how many episodes we've done now. It's like 40-ish maybe, but I think double
Yeah.
down on the delusion is like an
That's
all-time
how
piece of
I've
advice.
been
That was beautiful.
living my life.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's
All
like
right.
a step up from fake it till you make it.
Yeah. No, for real.
Because it's assuming you're already faking it, you know? So
And
you're
it's
just going to
assuming
do
that
it
you're never
harder.
it's assuming
Yeah.
that you're never gonna make it. So just live in the
Yeah.
lie. So just live in the lie.
Yeah. Just do it more.